Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to watch some incredible short selling happen today. AMC, GameStop, FFIE, Crown Electric, Greenwave, Volcon. All of the heavily shorted stocks this week are getting crushed going into Power Hour. And if you might be wondering, what is the reasoning behind this? Well, they all need to end the day as low as possible because there are now so many more options contracts in the money on these stocks that if they don't, then the market makers will have a significantly higher number worth of stocks that need to be purchased because they have to buy the shares, right? And the reason they would have to buy shares is for the purposes of hedging their position against all those options contracts. Let me close some of these things out. I got way too much crap open here. There we go. Let's look at Stonko Tracker to get an idea of what that looks like. Stonko Tracker. AMC now has 68,000 calls in the money expiring this Friday in about the next 45 minutes. And at $5 strike, there's 56,000 more call contracts expiring in the money. So as you can see, they want AMC as low under $4.50 and $5 as possible because there are tens of thousands of calls at the $4.50 and the $5 strike. For AMC there, as you can see, 68,000 expiring in the money. All right, now let's go take a quick peek at GameStop. GameStop. There are 7,817 calls in the money expiring June 7th. Don't understand why is it not showing me today. Snuggle Tracker's not showing me this week's. But we looked it up earlier, and even though it's not showing May 17th expiry, there are tens of thousands of call contracts expiring in the money this week in about 45 minutes as well. So we have seen some pretty heavy volume here overall. The majority of the volume that occurred happened in the first 30 minutes of the day on AMC and GameStop. There's only 80,000 shares available to short. There's currently about 1.6 million on AMC available to short that they have returned. And that's not entirely surprising. Take a look at this. Some people might find this surprising, but FFIE has broken down significantly under the recent trend line, currently at 92 cents. So, and there are a lot more shares available of FFIE available to borrow. So either the pump and dump is over. I hope you guys locked in some profits, as I did. I still hold a small number of FFIE contracts, but I locked in some profits earlier today while on the live stream up here at the $3.60 mark or so. But it's down to 92 cents, and I'm still holding some contracts because the volume on this stock is still ridiculous. It is huge. So I think it still has, as you can see here on the 1 minute candles, there's some of these that are 8 million, 11 million, 12 million consistently. And even now, they're still trading 9 million, 8 million per minute. So that leads me to believe that it has a lot of potential to continue the movements upwards on Monday. But again, if this is the new HKD, if this is the new market maker, pump and dump, I hope you guys took some profits on it. That's the whole purpose of contracts. Call contracts specifically. So I am in the green quite nicely on FFIE, several 100% at the very least on my profits. I would say 250%, and then I've still got some contracts as well. So for me, those is like I'm playing with house money with those. So I'm pretty pumped about that. AMC unfortunately is down about 5% on the day. But here I want to show you guys how to make a purchase of shares using this shitty Fidelity Active Trader Pro app. But as you can see here on Fidelity, you have to go at the top where it says Trade and Orders, and then you have to click Directed Trades. Why isn't this switching screens for me? Hang on one second, I gotta drag the whole thing over. So let me just close this out so that my private account information, my account name and number are not displayed. But there we go, I got that out of the way. All right, and I'll move Active Trader Pro over now. There we go. So here we go. this is Fidelity Active Trader Pro. The messed up thing is that you can't even use their website to buy on a lit market. You have to use their app. So you can't do it on their phone, on the phone. You can't do it any other way, which is absolute dog shit. It is garbage, in my opinion. And this app is like something that we created in high school back in the early 2000s. It is absolute dog shit as well. Jesus. The 1 year. Fucking stupid. Here goes today's chart. Currently at 439. So you have to click directed trades and stocks. First you click trade and orders at the top. Directed trades and stocks here. You click your account information here. Then you select the security, AMC, buy. And I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm just explaining how it's done. Let's go ahead and let's buy 69 shares of AMC. We're going to do a limit order, and I'm going to take a look at the price. And this looks like a good entry point, seeing as how it's about the lowest it's been all day. Currently, the bid ask is between $4.38 and $4.39. And I am going to route this to IEX, which stands for Investors Exchange, because all of these other ones are basically dark pools. So I'm going to route it to IEX with no conditions. Preview the trade. I've got about $5,200 in settled cash here that I can use to buy with. So I'm going to buy 69. Preview it here. And it all looks good. I'm going to place the order like that. And just like that, the order is received. If it goes through at that price, which the bid-ask spread is between 437 and 438. However, I do suspect it will take just a second longer as there is more liquidity on the dark pools with the synthetic shares and the shares that don't actually exist. Because when you're buying on a dark pool, when you're using commission-free trades, basically for the most part, it's being routed to market makers using payment for order flow. And these market centers, these market makers, they can then withhold your order and trade it in a dark pool. So they can give you a share now, and then they can wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 28 days to get that share later. And if they don't, then if they can't even get the share, then you still get your share, but for them it's considered a failure to deliver. So that's what an FTD is. And right there, I went ahead and routed the order through IEX. Even though the stock price still is at 437, it has not yet gone through, but that's okay. I will wait for it to be executed. I'm not in a super large hurry on that anyways. So you can see here, Xfill, BATS, ARCX, ARCAX, you know, they are a lot of the dark pools. There is shares trading back and forth throughout the dark pools. Who knows if they're legitimate shares or not. So that's basically how all the steps you have to go through just to buy something on a lit market, on a lit exchange like IEX. Taking a look here, yeah, Faraday futures still hit as low as 92 cents, $1.03. Taking a look at the chart, look at it on the 5-minute for today. Stretched out across the screen. It does look fairly similar to the last 2 days' charts. Let's get a good look at this. This today has not stayed within the pennant as expected. It did drop below, and that could very likely be attributed to what we discussed in terms of the call contracts that they want to end out of the money. Here's yesterday's trade and the trade before as well, the day prior. So again, each one of these stocks has gotten crushed. The stock has gotten each day, you know, from $2.35 down to $1.25 and so on each day, and then has continued to move upwards in the after hours and in the pre-market. And I think that might be possibly what we're seeing today. If there's more short covering to be had on this stock, it is likely that they want it to end as low as possible by the end of today in order for it to run up further, back up towards the $3 range in the after hours and on Monday. So that's what I'm expecting out of Ffie. And if it doesn't, no big deal, no harm, no foul for me personally, because like I said, I took profits on my contracts. I'm up about 250% on Ffie, and I have others just sitting there in case this thing shoots back up. Got plenty of theta on them to make even more money. AMC's at 436, GameStop's at 2144. And as I think 20 bucks is an amazing price for GameStop. Vic, do you know if public transfers to dark pools also? Here's where they get you. Public wants you to believe that they don't use dark pools. Instead, they route orders to market centers. And this is correct. But guess what the market centers do? The market centers route your order to dark pools. Therefore, public can legally say that they don't route orders to dark pools. They route orders to the market centers. Then what do the market centers do? They route them straight to the dark pool. So companies like Public and Moo and others who claim to not route... What, baby? Turn the light on your playroom? Sure, I'll turn the light on your playroom. So they claim not to route orders to dark pools. Instead, they route them to a market center who then in turn routes the order to a dark pool. So, Vic, that is exactly what's going on. Silver is going nuts, and I believe it. Sprott Physical Silver Trust at 1050. SLV's at 28 bucks and 71 cents. Fantastic, fantastic. I've got like around a 17.50 price on that. And Adam Aaron does not control the stock price, Dave M. That's controlled by the market makers, the same ones that are crushing AMC and GameStop and FFIE and all the other heavily shorted stocks right now. So do some research, learn a little something about financial markets. Yeah. Let me get this out of the way here. Don't need this here anymore. Hold on, sweetie. Oh, my little one. You going to play down there now, baby, or you want me to turn the light on in the playroom? All right. She wants to go to her playroom, so I'm going to turn that on. AMC is not delisted. Keaton Hudson. Open a book. Open a book. Learn something. Instead of speaking, use your brain to do some homework. SLV is pumping strong. Come on, let's go. I'll turn the lights on for you, baby. Don't worry. Oh, there we go. SLV and ISLV looking fantastic. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back in 10 seconds. Hey, it looks great. Hey, don't be buying those things. Don't be buying any of that, partner. You're going to run on my credit card. Yakin, can you explain dark pools to me? I still don't quite understand. Sure, I can. I'd be happy to. I'll even use a little little teaching aid here. All right. So basically, this is a dark pool. Order-driven, quote-driven hybrids. Orders or visible liquidity is in the public markets, like Investors Exchange. Then you've got opaque or hidden liquidity, which are exchanges, iceberg orders, crossing and block and algorithmic order flow and internalization. And these are all, they're called dark pools because you literally cannot see the trades. You don't get to see them, and they don't impact the price in the same way as it does. And here, I'll explain it further. Obviously, because that was just a little overview. Let me explain to you how the orders are routed through the dark pools. So here's what happens when an order goes. The trading venue, you could consider that, well, these are either the lit exchanges or the off exchanges. And you place an order, and then your broker the broker routes that in a variety of ways. If it goes to the market maker, then the market maker has the opportunity to send it off exchange, or the broker can send it to lit exchange themselves. So then you've got maker taker, taker maker, and other pricing structures, which actually, you know, is basically like a bid and ask and bid, right? So it's like you're directly converting the shares to money and money to shares between two parties. Whereas you have off exchange, this is over the counter, non-alternative trading system dealers. These are wholesale market makers like Citadel and Virtue and such. And then they can make the deal there again. And it's called over the counter because it's pretty much like passing a piece of paper from one desk to the other, and it doesn't hit the ticker the same way. Then you got alternative trading systems, which are dark pools, ECNs, crossing networks, call markets. And this further obscures the price action, right? See, then they can inventory, they bundle them, they create an arbitrage between them, and so on. And this affects the price in a negative fashion. So think of it as like a swimming pool. One of them is full of clear water, and you can see what's going on underneath, and the other one is black water, and you can't see anything that's happening underneath the surface. And a lot of shares can be run through dark pools, and they'll make almost no difference in the stock price because it is a fraction of a fraction in an increase of a stock price when orders are routed through dark pools, because millions and millions of shares can be bundled together into one tiny little order and pressed through the dark pool, and nobody can really see it. So there's a massive amount of obscurity that's occurring there when orders are traded in dark pools. And that's why, because it's good for the market makers to be able to control the price, they use them very heavily in that sense. So they claim it's the name of more liquidity and faster trading, but in reality it's market manipulation and failures to deliver. And that's the reality. So as you can see here directly from the SEC, a dark pool is a private market where institutions can trade securities, and most of those being on retail behalf. So they can take your orders and trade them without having to route them to a public stock exchange. This means that they trade them from one to the other, and they can rehypothecate shares. There is almost no real price discovery there. Price discovery meaning that if there are a bunch of shares and it should make the price of a stock go up, if you're using places like Webull and such and Schwab and Robinhood to place your orders, you're doing yourselves absolutely no good. Absolutely zero good. The reason for that is because the order is not hitting a lit market. Now you can see right now the price of AMC is at 434, right? And I have this order here that was just filled. Oh, it was filled a while ago, right? But the point is that it was filled I got 69 shares at $4.38 directly through Investors Exchange. And in order to do that, I literally had to jump through a bunch of hoops. Where's it at? Here you go. Did one earlier. I bought one share at $4.40. Bought 69 shares at a limit price of $4.38. I got 0.3 cents of price improvement. I routed that directly through IEX. But the only reason that I don't buy shares on Webull and Schwab and all that shit is because you cannot buy them on the lit markets. You cannot buy that on the lit exchange. So at least here, even though these are 69 shares, these 69 shares have the potential to make as much positive impact on the price of hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of shares by retail investors that they use Robinhood and Webull and Schwab to order, and they don't do because they can't be directed, and they automatically go to the market centers, to the dark pools. They automatically go through the market makers, the wholesalers, the alternative trading systems, over-the-counter trades, the dark pools, etc. So this same 69 measly shares right here has the potential to have as much or more power to impact the stock price than thousands, if not millions, of retail shares that are traded on, again, Robinhood, Webull, Broke, all those payment for order for the brokers. Vic says, do you think public will be shady like Robinhood during a squeeze? I also have a Fidelity account where I hold most of my shares. Can't trust anyone. You know, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. I don't trust any of these fucking brokerages. Not a single one of them. Do dark pools eventually get exposed, or do they have to show what's in dark pools? No, Yakeem, never. You'll never know what passed through a dark pool. You'll have no idea. If it was supposed to make the stock price go up by, $50, it may have only make the stock price go up by 5 cents. You have no idea. You'll never know. You'll never be able to see that. That's why the consolidated audit trail is such a big deal. Go ahead and get that guy out of the chat, Martin. Go ahead and ban him. If they're in here trying to cause problems and they're talking shit about, other people, just get them out of here, dude. We don't need drama in the chat. Yeah, public took the buy button away last time, Keaton said. I think you are correct. Goon says, I have all my money in Robinhood, LOL. Honestly, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You have all your money in Robinhood. I mean, it shows me, no offense, it shows me the lack of understanding of financial markets. It tells me that you don't understand what's going on enough to care about your own financial well-being, to be honest with you. And that's understandable, A lot of people still don't get it. And they hold their shares and they buy shares and they sell shares through these brokerages. And they don't understand that you're trying to climb a ladder. Meanwhile, you're cutting off the ladder above you before you even get up there. It's like an escalator. You're walking in place on the escalator. This is you, trying to go up the escalator. You're never going to go up, no matter how hard you try. As a matter of fact, you might as well be going backwards. Will we be able to see what's in the CAT? No, Pearson. No. The CAT system is something that the Securities Exchange Commission will be able to use to look at trades as they happen in real time, and they'll be able to find naked shorting occurring, synthetic shares, operational shorting, legal and illegal market manipulation, and it'll be stamped, fingerprinted, sealed, signed, and delivered by the market makers, the brokerages, the high-frequency traders. Every single person who is going to be naked shorting stock and is going to be manipulating markets is going to leave their bloody handprints on the shares that they're manipulating. And the Securities Exchange Commission will be able to see that with the CAT system, Consolidated Audit Trail. Sugar Crane, but if they're all bad, what else do we do? Well, my friend, for starters, you could route your trades manually through Fidelity like I just showed you. That's for starters. And you know what else you could do? You could support new and upcoming potential stock brokerage firms like Lit Exchange. And the whole purpose of Lit Exchange is to route more orders through dark pools. Route more orders through Lit Exchanges and fewer orders through dark pools. Sorry, fucking stupid word dark pools in my brain for so long that I had a little bit of a slip up there. Not a Freudian slip, simply misplaced the word. So we are a fintech company that is going to enable and empower retail investors through stock trading and changing up the status quo. We are, as you can see here, unlike traditional brokerages, we will prioritize transparency and fairness in trading. Lit Exchange will route orders directly to lit market exchanges, such as the New York Stock Exchange and IEX, ensuring that your trades are executed on open, transparent platforms. We aim to steer clear of dark pools and actively work to deter market manipulation, safeguarding your investments and promoting market integrity. We will avoid payment for order flow from price distorting dark pools, because that's where market manipulation often takes place. Prices are greatly suppressed, and retail trades can be front-run by hedge funds, market makers, and high-frequency traders. We will offer real-time charts, allow for the analysis of market trends, and making informed decisions together with millions of other retail investors via our comprehensive suite of built-in analytical tools and automated artificial intelligence with a next-level UI that you guys have never seen before. This garbage that we see on Webull and Fidelity and these things that look like they were created in 2004, they're complete shit. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to be better traders. They don't want you to be speedy and efficient and route orders through lit markets. They want to make it as hard as possible for you to decipher what's going on. So whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting, our platform is going to make it easy to navigate those complexities. We will allow retail investors to become founding members of Lit Exchange, to receive future shares in the company, to receive equity in the company as a private equity, as well as a plethora of other perks and benefits that will never be available in the future. We'll be launching our Reg CF Founders Program on a FINRA-approved funding portal in the coming weeks. We expect it to be not this week, but the following week. And this will be open to non-accredited investors, meaning regular everyday folks, as well as accredited investors, people with over $1 million in equity or in funds, via Regulation C for non-accredited and Regulation D for accredited investors. Basically, this means there's a website that is FINRA approved, that has an escrow account, an escrow bank, and we have to follow a lot of regulations in order to make sure that we can legally offer you equity in Lit Exchange, which in the future, when we IPO on the stock market in the next several years, you will then be able to sell it for what we believe to be significant profits. Join our waitlist now. You can basically just put your email address in here if you choose. We'll never sell, never buy, sell, or hold any securities. There's not a solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. And we'll never sell, share, or give away your email address or any personal information for any reason. We're in the development stage. We've been in development since 2021. We are ready to launch, but first we've got to get our FINRA approval as a fully licensed broker-dealer, and we need 1 year of expenses in the bank in order to do that. That means salaries, rent, utilities, everything. We have to have 1 year's worth in the bank in order to receive the FINRA approval as a fully licensed broker-dealer, amongst other things, hence the reason for the Regulation D and Regulation CF raise. And again, that gives you people the opportunity to own Lit Exchange. Instead of going to venture capital firms, instead of going to hedge funds like Robinhood and others did, and saying, here's a part of our company, give us millions of dollars, and you guys can tell us what to do. We could be your puppets. You could be our puppet masters. We are going directly to retail investors and explaining to you guys, this is the problem. This is one of the solutions. This is what we could do to make things better for everybody, including my kids, your kids, and all of our parents and grandparents as well, because this is something that could revolutionize trading for the good of the people. Because right now people think that commission-free trades are good, and they're not. People think that payment for order flow and dark pools are good, and they're not. So we are going to revolutionize it through a business model that others could implement if they wanted to, but they won't because they'd make less money. So GameStop's up to $22. Look at that. Look at that. That's a sweet fucking movement right there. And that's not in the market maker's favor, that's for sure. Poitsu asks if it'll be possible to join/use Lit Exchange if you live outside the U.S. Just give you a quick heads up. First, we'll be launching in the United States, and then we plan to expand into Europe and Canada, just so you know. Sorry, wrong window. Here, let me switch that back up. Close out Lit Exchange. 22.20 on GameStop, 438 on AMC. There's a link to it just in case anybody wants it. To litexchange.com. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no commitment required whatsoever. But we will be offering full insights into our business plan, executive summary, how we're going to spend the funds, full Regulation D and Regulation C documents directly from the Securities Exchange Commission website. The Regulation D campaign has already been filed with the Securities Exchange Commission by Lit Exchange. You can find it on the SEC website now. And when the Reg C is filed this next week, you guys will obviously have access to those, as well as all of our other audited financials, financial statements, and so on, other things that you may need in order to make a good decision. AMC's at $22. Raj is saying, I'm seeing talks about a GME merger. I think that GameStop could possibly do a merger, maybe with Teddy, the Teddy brand, or maybe with other companies. I don't necessarily see it being with AMC, and that's fine. But that doesn't mean it's impossible, because we wouldn't know about that. So quick recap. GameStop has issued this morning a filing to have the opportunity to sell up to 45 million shares of common stock. And so common stock to be outstanding. So after that, there will be 351 million shares total, including those 45 million with the offering outstanding, right? It'll be an at-the-market offering. There will be a plan of distribution as well. And they intend to use the use of net proceeds. We intend to use the net proceeds of this offering for any general corporate purposes, which may include acquisitions and investments in a manner consistent with our policies. So that means potential mergers and acquisitions. And if there is a merger and acquisition that is announced and it causes the stock price to go up, then GameStop will have the opportunity to sell at very high levels. Because GameStop can't sell right now. Like, let's say yesterday they couldn't sell. And they didn't sell anything today or yesterday, but they can. Let's put it this way. Yesterday and the day before when GameStop went up to 80 bucks, GameStop couldn't sell. When AMC went up to 13 bucks, AMC couldn't sell because AMC's share offering has been completed and they have no filings to issue any more shares. GameStop issued this offering and now has opportunity in the future at their choosing, at the time of their choosing, to sell shares. So it may be at 25, maybe at 35, maybe at 85, maybe at $850 a share. GameStop can then sell 45 million shares of stock. And now that's open to them. So Monday, whatever, they might announce a merger with whatever. Let's just use an example, BBBY. I don't think that's going to happen right now, but let's just say in case they do, Bye Bye Baby, whatever. They merge with Bye Bye Baby. They become this giant retailer. They got multiple stores, and they go fully online, whatever. Or if they issue some sort of cryptocurrency or something that is sponsored by GameStop or anything, and any news basically at all, merger, acquisition, you name it, stock split, whatever, that causes the price to go up, GameStop will have the opportunity to sell at those prices up to those 45 million shares we just discussed. And that would put even more billions of dollars in GameStop's coffers. And again, as you guys may know, they have almost no debt. They released their earnings a week early today. And we found out that even though revenues are down, their actual losses are down by about 50% from the same quarter over year. But as you know, the market manipulators used that information as a negative, as an excuse to naked short the stock, to create synthetic shares, and so on. And yep, you guys are right. Some of the stocks we've been watching yesterday and lately, they have flipped. Today, look at this Evergrande, completely worthless company, Ponzi scheme out of China that is insolvent, is up 34% right now. And that is almost exclusively owned by banks, etc. So that shows you they do need liquidity. Just pumping it a few pennies makes the stock price go up 34%. Tupperware, which was up slightly. Here, let me go back. Let me zoom out a little for you guys. Which was here you go. Which was down earlier today is now up 29% on the day. Another meme stock. Robinhood, in my opinion, being artificially pumped up higher. It's absolute garbage in my opinion, but to each their own. Innovix, Reborn Coffee, Reborn, another short squeeze. Made a few bucks off this thing, a couple weeks ago, from $3 up to $3.50 or so. That was right around here when I got in, right around here, and I got out somewhere around here. Innovix up 7%. SLV and iShares, SLV Trust. Look at the price of silver right now. This is absolutely fucking bullish for silver stackers. This is absolutely bullish for Hycroft Mining Corporation. Absolutely bullish for AMC stock, for Eric Sprott, for PSLV. Eric Sprott, the CEO of PSLV and the Sprott Gold Silver Trust as well, is in a partnership, with AMC stock, and they both purchased equity in Hycroft Mining Corporation, and AMC stock. AMC, the company, is about 22% owner of Hycroft Mining Corporation. So HYMC is up today. That means the price of silver is up today. The price of gold is up today. That means that AMC and their investments should be up today. Literally, their investments are up today, but AMC stock, of course, is getting shorted. So that's what we're dealing with in this sense. SLV being at $28.76. Silver is over $30 an ounce. And when we were buying these, and when we were talking about silver on this channel, this shit was $17, $18, $19, $20, $21 an ounce. As you guys know now, it's over $30 an ounce. I own several hundred ounces of it. And I am absolutely pumped. I think it's still got a long way to go to get to its actual valued price. I think it's extremely undervalued. Let me go back. Of course, the TLT, 20-year Treasury bond, is down and continues to go down, and that is probably a lot of why we've seen SLV and PSLV go higher. Looking like XRP turned around to the negative. FFIE is down 33% on the day. Look at that. Look at that. It's big, big, big movement downwards in price action. Even though when you move it around like this, it doesn't look too different from yesterday. When you think about it. If we look at the one-day chart, let's look at the 1 hour chart here. Look at this 1 hour chart. This was at 4 cents. Stock was at 4 cents on the 14th, on Monday. It was at 4 pennies. And then it went up and up and up and up and up here to around $3.89. And has now just been crushed to $1.06. So you may consider this a pump and dump. I do. The dump may be over, but I already took significant profits on it, and I'm still holding some call contracts here to see what else might happen with it in the coming days. FFIE, that is, to be specific. I have not sold any of my shares of other stock, just so you know. But as I did tell you guys over the course of the week, that I did take profits on my AMC and GameStop contracts, and that helped me buy more contracts that are further dated out. I bought some June and I bought some January, June of this year and January of next year as well, in order to maintain some great leverage for a low price. Look at that AMC getting shorted down now big time. Looking at the last 10 minutes of the day, we should be seeing this just get crushed as much as possible to keep it under 450. They do not want it to be the 450 strike on AMC to be in the money. That would be a nightmare for the market makers and the shorts. And the same with GME. GME is still under $22. And I suspect they're going to want it to end the day under 21. Let's see if they can do it in the last 11 minutes. Franpan, thanks for the discount on GME and AMC. Bought some more. So did I, my friends, as you just watched. I bought some shares yesterday, and I bought more shares, about 69 more shares just minutes ago, just to show you guys how to buy on, one, because I think it's a great buying opportunity, but just to show you guys, I did it live to show you guys how hard it is and how many steps and hoops you got to jump through to buy something on a lit market so that it actually makes a fucking difference in the stock price. If everybody did that, we would have seen the fucking mother of all short squeezes happen ages ago. It would have happened in 2021. They would have never stood a chance if everybody was doing that. But they didn't. People didn't know. People don't know. And we need to educate these people. Not because we're smarter than them, but because financial markets are purposely obscured and made complicated by smart money to keep us down, to keep people from putting their money where it'll actually help them. Lyra, Super W says, I think the next one that's going to run is Lyra. Well, I'll just take a peek at it. Won't hurt. LYRA is not seeing what you're seeing, apparently. That thing went to 42 cents and went down. It looks actually pretty similar to FFI. Never mind. I take that back. It does not look anything like FFIE at all. So, never mind. UBS Group at $30, I think is extremely overvalued. I think they're going to get crushed by the AMC and GameStop shorts because of the Archegos swaps that collapsed Credit Suisse, which are now going to collapse UBS. One of these days, UBS is going to unwind their Credit Suisse position, and they're going to lose billions and billions of dollars. Might take some time, right? Archegos was years ago, and then Credit Suisse was last year, and UBS is next. G-Wave prediction. I don't really have a G-Wave prediction because I didn't think that Green Wave would do well. And I've been telling you guys that for the last 2 days as we've been watching it. I said I'm not getting into Green Wave, and I hope that you guys that are, make a lot of money on it. But for me, it did not look appealing at all, and it still does not. It had similar movements to FFIE, right? 4 cents up to 29 cents and back down to 15. But with the way things are looking right here, it actually looks quite similar to FFIE, except it has a fraction of the actual volume that FFIE's got. So I am still much more bullish on FFIE than Green Wave, and I still believe that it, Faraday is probably a pump and dump, but I don't believe that the short covering is over on it just yet. Kyle says, holding $1.50 FFIE calls expiring today. Bummed, but that's how it goes sometimes. My man, I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope you took some profits. And if you didn't, I hope you learn a lesson from this, because options trading is something that will teach you a lesson repeatedly. And you cannot make the same mistakes when you're trading call contracts, or you will be broke. So you do have to be very careful. I know some people weren't happy about the GameStop news, but for me, personally, nobody likes to get diluted. Nobody likes to get diluted. But if it means strengthening the position of the company you're invested in, I think it's the best thing, because that increases the potential for actual gains, and increases the potential for short covering.
These are originals?
Sorry about that, folks. Did not expect that to be so loud. I will just keep the sound muted on these videos for now. Boss, did I hear you correctly the other day? Did you say that you suspect that the run-up to MOAS or the MOAS itself will happen within a month? I don't ever believe I've said that. No, Patrick. I said I wouldn't be surprised if this were to occur any moment. Any moment. This month, next month, whatever. I'll play with you in just a few minutes, okay, sweetie? Can I finish up here with your friends? Mary, you want to say hi?
No.
You don't want to say hi? Okay, you don't have to. But if you want to, you can.
I want to say hi. I want to say hi.
Okay, do you want to go in the other room? You want to go play? You go play and I'll catch up with you, okay? Does that sound good? All right, go ahead. Go on. You want to go? Go ahead, baby, go. There you are. Go ahead, baby. Go play. Let's see. We got about 6 minutes left in the session, too. FFIE at 95 cents. Way under the usual range. It may be over for FFIE, but nobody knows, ladies and gentlemen. It could easily be getting crushed just to keep all those call contracts at the $1, $2, $3, $4 strike out of the money. The only way to know is to wait until Monday and see. I mean, who knows? Even in the after hours, it might turn around, but anything's possible with that stock. SLV is just straight up on the 15-minute mark. Let's zoom in on the 1 minute. Okay, look, now it's range bound at 1050. Look at that bar coding right there. See, you guys want to talk manipulation? Now there is high frequency trading. There's manipulation. Right there in front of your eyes. You've seen it happen on AMC and GameStop before. And when something's trading from 1049 to 1050, back to 1049, 1050, and we're talking thousands and tens of thousands of volume every minute, that screams manipulation. But look at it on the day. That's a lot of buying pressure. And it's not even overbought at the current. They totally crushed the RSI in a good way, I guess you could say. Like, it's almost like it's ready to make another move up. But here it went up from 1049 to 1050, and the RSI went from 20 to 75, or somewhere in that range, depending on the percentage you're looking at there, between 50 and 75. So they're going to try to keep that bar coding there. Some silver shorts are going to get crushed. Driven for success. Your daughter's adorable. She looks just like you. Thank you. She's a lot better looking than I am. That's for dang sure. Hey, beautiful. What's up? Go play in your playroom, sweetie. Go ahead. What? You want to play with me? Okay, give me just a few minutes to say goodbye to my friends, okay? Pretty please. You want to say bye? Okay, here. Say bye, friends.
Bye, my friends.
Thank you, sweetie.
Now you will pay me?
Yeah, give me just 2 minutes, okay? I promise.
Bye to my friends.
But you said goodbye, but now let me say goodbye, okay? Give me a few minutes to say goodbye. All right. Watch out. Watch out. I got to turn. I got to turn, sweetie. There you go. Come with me. All right. Anyways, back here to what I was looking at. GameStop's at $22. Oh, shit. Pardon my language. Everybody says bye. They said, bye, baby boss.
Bye.
Frodo Baggins with the fire. They had...
My friends.
They had to dump hundreds of millions of synthetic shorts this week to keep AMC and GameStop down. That's right. And in a couple of weeks, when the FTD numbers come out, you guys are going to see huge, ridiculous numbers of failures to deliver for these days. Huge. Now, that data is delayed. I think it's 35 days delayed. So in 35 days, when the FTD's numbers come out for these dates, you're going to see that they failed to deliver millions, tens of millions of shares. Tens of millions each day. It's going to be huge. And that right there is another clear indication, a piece of due diligence that is a clear indication that there's a good reason why we're so convicted, because it proves the fact that they are over-leveraged, naked shorting, creating fake shares, and that's the only reason they're still in business. It's the only reason they're not insolvent. It's the only reason they're not bankrupt. It's the only reason we're not SFR so far. Just didn't want to say it out all that louder. So effing rich. What's your prediction for next week, AMC GameStop, boss? Ross, it's too hard to tell. We may see some action on AMC and GameStop next week if the T+2 settlement of the price action and the shares that were purchased today occurs. That may already have occurred. The leaps that we were talking about, if they were valid, if that theory was valid, they may have been rolled, right? Rolled, not closed. There's a difference between closed and covered. They may have been covered. They may have been rolled, at least to a small percentage, on Monday and Tuesday, and that's why we saw 350% gains on AMC and GameStop. But again, people, keep in mind, 2 weeks ago, AMC was $2 a share. It's up over 100% since then. GameStop, 2 weeks ago, was $10 a share. It's up over 100% since then. So everything, you have to keep everything in perspective. You have to keep everything in perspective. Look at the 5-day chart. Yeah, it looks rough when it's coming down from $80. But when you go back just to the last week and it was at $15 and then $10 the week before that, all of a sudden that $22 mark doesn't look so bad, does it? And same thing for AMC. When it was at $2 a few weeks ago and is now at $4.38 and really maintaining strong with a lot of retail, even more retail ownership than before. Its perspective is key. When in doubt, zoom out. How many retail investors sold AMC and GameStop? If you're buying, put it in the chat. Let's see. Let's take a roll call. You don't have to tell me how much you bought or sold or hold, but let me just give everybody, including those short hedge fucks that are shorting the stocks, did you buy? Did you sell? Are you buying? Are you selling? Are you holding? Put it up in the chat. This is not financial advice. I'm just asking to see what you as an individual did. Everybody, spam my chat right now and show these hedge fucks if you're buying, if you're selling, whatever. Did you get scared? Did you leave? Did you realize losses? Because I haven't realized a single penny worth of losses on AMC or GameStop. Buy, bought. I absolutely buy. I bought more. Buying, holding, bought, zero sold, buying. My dad bought 2, buying. My neighbor bought, never sold, still buying. Sold Tesla and bought more AMC and GameStop. Okay, keep it going. Keep it going. Let me know if you bought or hold. Put it up top. Now, there are millions of people, retail investors, that are invested in these stocks. And we're closed. AMC closed at $4.41. GameStop closed over $22, which is really freaking nice because that's more contracts in the money. But look, bought more, bought 8,000 more, buying and holding. I bought AMC over $8, so holding. Congratulations, my friend. Join the club. Everybody bought at higher prices because that's the way it works. You know, that's the way it works. When you buy a stock, you better expect it to go down before it goes up. Buying and holding, buy. My wife's boyfriend bought. I'm holding. Okay, I'll have pancakes. I just used IEX to buy. You fucking legend. You legend. Payday today. Bought more. Holding. Buy and hold. Bought more AMC and GME today. Averaging down. Buy AMC. Sold calls. Bought shares. Shinzu. What a legend. Did anyone see the glitch before close on GameStop? It showed 29.17 for a split second. I did not see that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that a trade went through for 29 bucks throughout all that commotion. Because look at the last trade's volume. The last volume, it was all buying pressure on GME. 1 million shares right there. Closed over $22 on the week. That puts a lot of contracts in the money. Let's go look at them right now. For this week and next week. We'll look at next week as well. There are 2,200 more open interest call contracts in the money at the $22 strike. 431 at 21.50, 1,300 at 21, 1,300 at 20, 16,654 call contracts at the $20 strike that were not in the money on Monday. 383, 1791, 446, 3,158, 627, 12,101 more at this strike at 17 that were not in the money on Monday. And so on, right? You got 1,000 here, 5,300, 1,600, 2,100, 279, 1,000 more, 65, 937, 2,300 more. You know, all of those that we just mentioned on GameStop are now in the money as of this week. And then not to mention everything else for May 24th, May 31st, the June, July, August, etc. Those are now all in the money as of today. And then again here, you got 3,800 more at the $13 strike for next week for May 24th. 1,700 here, 3,000 at $15 strike, 6,100 at $20 strike for GameStop. That's a lot of call contracts that are currently threatening the market makers. And look, 448 back to 448, 441 on AMC, of course, same thing. It looks the same. Both the stocks were nothing but green buying pressure at the end of the day. And AMC was at $2 a couple weeks ago. So on Monday, $2.50 was not in the money. But as of today, this is for May 17th. That's expiring today. So today we had 6,000 more calls in the money at $2.50, 12,500 more at $3, 21,300 more at $3.50, and 27,973 more at $4. So that's 27,000, 21,000, 12,000, and 6,000 more in the money that were not in the money earlier this week. This is extremely important. And again, why did they want to crush it so bad? Because if they hadn't put it under 450, then they would have 25,000 more call contracts to hedge for, 31.7 thousand more at the $5 strike, 17,000 at 550, 32.9 thousand at 6, 9,000, 22,000, 40,000 at $8, 21,000 at $10, 34,000 at $12.50, and so on, right? Like, I think you get the point. Now, the real bullish shit is June 21st. Look at June 21st. There's already 2,900 calls, 8,000 calls, 4,000 calls, and 24.8 thousand more there that are in the money for the June strike as well. And if they hadn't have brought it down and it stayed up higher, then they would have, 20,000 more here, 5,000 more, and so on. You get the number. You'd see it for yourself. 38,000 more call contracts at $10 that would have been in the money. Yes, let's say goodbye to our friends, okay? Let me just say goodbye to everybody right here. Okay, so from what you guys put up top, I didn't see a single fucking person say that they sold. Am I surprised? No. Actually, yes. I expected at least a couple people to say they sold, but I saw nothing but people say that they were buying. Real quick, before I end the day, I'm going to check out a couple more of the Roaring Kitty memes before I head out. It should only take a minute or two since they're all really short anyway. E.T., the extraterrestrial. Supertramp is the singer, the band here with the song. Daniel Moon, I don't know what the odds are if Ryan Cohen is working with Keith Gill. I find it unlikely because Keith Gill could be facing then insider trading allegations if they were working together. So yeah, I don't think they're working together. I think they're smarter than that. However, they would have to prove that, and that's very hard to prove Sadly, as we've seen by like Nancy Pelosi and Tommy Tuberville and all these assholes on Congress. We all know they're getting insider information. Frodo Baggins, new name, Sudude, GM's Phil Bill. Everybody, thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody in the chat. You guys have been amazing. I appreciate all of you. If you're new here to the channel, welcome. Looking forward to streaming more. I will be streaming next week. I'm not sure if I'll stream every single day, but I'll try. I'm going to at least stream 3 times a week minimum. And if I see anything crazy going on the markets with AMC, GameStop, or any other stocks, I'll be right back here on this channel to tell you guys what I think is going on. And silver has surged to an 11-year high, as I showed you guys earlier as well. So we'll see, right?
Go off and fight, except the boy can't because his leg's all messed up. And everybody in the village says, how wonderful.
Now, the Zen master says we'll see.